Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's up, guys?
Welcome to episode 15.
Welcome back.
So, a little sidebar, really quick. Obviously, we're doing our best to kind of expand our podcast
True.
and get the news out there. So, if you have a friend who enjoys podcasts or just even just sharing us on your social media would help us out a lot because we're
True.
trying our best to grow and
True.
we're really excited about the growth that we have received so far. We've got 200 downloads now on Anchor.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Yeah. So
Cool.
it's
People like hearing
slow
us.
but steady progress. Some people.
Yeah. Some people.
Some people.
A small percentage.
So, yeah, it's really cool. So I wanted to thank you guys who are listening, and if you want to encourage others to listen, we appreciate that. But without further ado, we're gonna
Let's
jump
get
right
into
into
it.
the fact
Let's
of the day
go.
here.
Fact of the day, everyone.
What do we got today?
We got today. That's not it. That's not it. All right. Today, we are going to learn about.
In other news.
We are going to learn this incredible fact. Daddy long legs have penises. That's it.
That's the
fact.
whole fact.
But here's the thing. Technically, it makes them not a spider because apparently arachnids are not allowed to have penises.
Oh, I thought maybe it added like it counted as an extra
An
leg.
extra leg.
Like, is that your leg? or is
That's
that
a
your
daddy long
dick?
legs. They're bragging about it to other spiders. They're
Daddy
like,
long.
oh, I got
schlong.
9 fucking legs. You see this shit? Daddy long dick.
Yeah, when one of my legs is injured, I like to use my penis as an extra leg. So, just
My
in case.
Daddy long dick.
Daddy long cock.
Man, can you imagine? Well, first of all, that scares me though, because we've seen daddy long legs. Like, is it one of their? Do we think it's one of their legs?
Have I touched a daddy
Have
long
we
such
touched-
penis?
If we touched its dick,
Damn it.
I don't know how I feel about that. That makes them scarier to me, because they say that they're not violent. I guess is that the word? They're not violent. They don't fucking murder people. They don't. They're not dangerous, I think is the word I'm looking for.
Yeah. Well, actually,
But that scares me.
Actually, isn't their bite like poisonous or something? But it's too small to pierce our
maybe.
skin. Isn't that what it is?
That might be it.
I could.
But
I
now
thought
I'm
they
more
were
worried about them just like
putting their dick
dicking
on you,
me. Yeah.
jerking
Like getting in
off
your
on you.
mouth and just like putting its dick in your mouth while you sleep.
sucking daddy long schlong in your sleep.
That's a whole new thing I am worried about now. That's
Maybe-
something all of you have to worry about.
Maybe we'll make a T-shirt, Daddy Long Schlong.
Daddy long schlong. I like it.
Yeah.
Hell
All right,
yeah.
Well, that's the fact of the
That's
day.
the fact
so
of the day. I know that now, and so do you. So
enjoy.
enjoy it.
So we're gonna get into our main material. We have some interesting news. From our. It's like some weird news. I don't know. To
From
describe it,
our
I guess.
source.
From our
weird
from
source.
Our UK
It's
source.
it's just a guy that's like, he's crazy. That's our source. We get all of our
Yes.
information
It's just
from
a
this
crazy guy.
and we see him on the street and he's like, oh, this is what's happening.
That's his. That's his thing. It's
That's
his whole thing.
Yeah.
All right.
He's a
So.
homeless man on the street.
This is called Women Divides Opinions After Exposing Doctors' Worrying Pickup Line. So let us know in the comments below what you think about this pickup line. Is it over the edge? Is she overreacting? Let's check it out. So a woman took to Twitter when she received a message from a male doctor who had broken patient confidentiality protocols to ask her out. But not everyone agrees with her. So here's the text.
Oh, so it's divided. Not everyone. Okay.
Right, so here's the
Okay.
text.
Here we go.
Hey, this might seem a bit odd, but I done your blood test. Wow, what's the
done
English
your-
there? I done your blood
I done
test.
your blood test,
I
girl.
ain't you're positive for herpes, so
Oh.
Here it is. No, so
Oh.
so it says this might seem a bit odd, but I done your blood test the other day at hospital. What is it? Who is this guy?
At hospital. This isn't even a
I
doctor.
done the blood test at hospital. Yeah, who let this guy
At
become a doctor? He can't
hospital.
even talk. Anyway, sorry. At hospital, and I thought you were good looking and seemed nice, so here I am shooting my shot. And she
Hey.
posted it to Twitter saying, "Hello, HR, is that you?" I think is what she said, posting it.
Hello.
But
HR,
yeah,
is that
everybody.
you you're looking for?
There apparently a lot of people were upset that she saying
Outed
she
him?
put the man's job at risk, but she didn't really do that.
Yo, he
did
put
that.
his own fucking job at risk. Like, you think...
I done your blood work at the hospital.
At hospital.
And I was just
And,
wondering if you'd like to take me out on a dinner and carry me home.
Yeah. carry me home, bitch.
All right, so this person
That's
said...
we got some commentary.
Yeah, one person said, I don't think it's right, but also don't think it's worth getting him sacked over.
Is that a term?
Is this a UK
Get 'em
term?
sacked.
Our
Come
UK audience, is that
Yeah,
is
can you
that
tell
something
us?
you normally say?
That's a little
Anyway,
odd of a phrase.
You need to put him straight, though, and say you could report him for it, and he needs to think about how much he values his job. Guy needs a reality check, not complete destruction of his future. I mean, I don't really think it's complete destruction. Well, maybe. I mean, I suppose, yeah, I get probably if they found out about that.
Yeah.
This
'Cause,
person
like-
said, I don't see an issue here. He was polite, not rude in any way. Just reply and tell him you're not interested. But, yeah, okay, but
No, it's creepy.
it is
That's
creepy.
as
That's super
fuck.
fucking creepy. Like,
That's like if you were watching, I don't know, CSI or one of those shows. Like,
Yeah.
that would be the beginning of a
he'd be
serial
the serial killer guy.
Like, he would be
Yeah.
he's
He's
building
Dexter.
up to it.
He's
Dexter.
Dan Harmon.
He's he's Dan Harmon. Oh my God, no, for real. Like, that would be the beginnings, and you'd be like, all right, yeah, this guy's creepy as fuck. And they would be playing ominous music. In the
This
background.
one is from an HR person.
Ooh,
this
a
person
specialist.
commented, I'm an HR manager. To go through a patient's record to get their full name, then track them down on social media to hit on them, especially while referencing his job with the hospital, would absolutely and rightfully result in termination.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, he's creepy. I mean,
100% agree.
Yeah, he crossed multiple boundaries professionally and personally. Yeah, I mean, that's
100%
crazy.
agree.
He should... I don't feel bad for him.
If he were a serial killer, I feel like he would be like a super villain, though.
A super villain?
Yeah. So, like, he would
He's
be...
a doctor. He's Dr.
Dr. Sex.
Dr. Sexy.
Dr. Sex Man. Hey,
Doctor.
Dr. Sex.
We're gonna light things up tonight. I found your. I found your
number.
I don't know why, but he's
Like
he's
hillbilly?
Southern in my.
Southern.
That's the way
I'm
that
Dr. Sex.
I done your blood test the other day at Hospital Town.
At the hospital town.
Like, what the fuck?
Dr. Sex.
Dr. Sex. What would a villain called Dr. Sex? What would
his weapon
What would his specialty be? What would he do?
I feel like he would just rape people.
Oh.
Like, as wrong
Dr.
as
Se-
like he's
It's like
got
Doctor,
syringes.
like Doctor Sleep, but Doctor Sex.
Yeah,
Like,
he's got
just-
syringes and he just like puts him to sleep and rapes him.
And he's like, I'm gonna rape you as you're falling asleep. That's the last thing. I'm gonna rape you.
Welcome to you.
I'm Dan Harmon. Oh,
Don't forget to make your appointment. I don't know. That didn't sound clever to me at all. Don't forget to...
Your appointment will be at 4:30. The most inconvenient of all
Super
the times.
inconvenient. It's right, people
Right.
usually get out of work at 5.
Right in the middle.
So now you have to,
rush
it's a
hour.
half an hour discrepancy. Are you going to call into work? Are you going to switch your shift?
Are
Are
you
you
going to
leave
be
early?
late for your appointment and pay the fee, perhaps?
Yeah. Dr. Sex.
All right,
Oh,
that
so
was
good.
interesting.
So good. Oh, don't forget to come to your appointment. That's much more clever.
that was better.
That was better
Little
for
bit.
sure. I like it.
Sure.
Dr. Sex.
I feel like we could probably come
The
up with some better
Dr.
puns.
Sex 2.
The sexening.
The, se- the Sexoning. Coming to theaters
The
soon.
Sexened movie.
In a world.
Near you.
Near you. Perhaps Pluto.
So that's interesting. Yeah, he's definitely he's definitely creepy. We got a little bit off topic.
Speaking of supervillains and shit.
Oh.
Did you see the new Batman trailer? Yeah, you fucking did.
Yes, I did.
Because we just watched it.
Just
like,
now,
right
before
the
we
po-
started the podcast.
Although I saw it before.
You saw it before, yeah.
The new Batman. The new.
The new
Batman.
yeah, we're gonna have sort of a TV and media episode today. We got a lot of media to talk about.
We do.
So
And Dr.
we're gonna
Sex.
start off with
The new Dr. Sex movie.
New Dr. Sex. We
Batman's
mentioned that because we're making it. We're the producers.
We're actually, we're writing it.
So
We're writing it right now on the podcast.
You should be
we're
really
coming up with ideas.
excited for that. So,
Yeah, I'm excited. Maybe it will be a crossover with Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dr. Sex. Where are you? Where is he?
Where is he? Where's he telling people to meet him? Where's the
Where's his
appointment?
doctor's office? Is it in a hospital?
It's on Google.
It's in floor 3G on the right. I can't find it. Where's the directory of this hospital?
This is so confusing.
Oh
yeah.
my
So the
God.
new
the new Batman trailer.
So Robert
Patterson.
Okay. I was
Robert
almost said Pattinson, and I was like, so many people are gonna hate me if I just miss.
I'm like,
pronounce.
actually,
It's Pattinson.
I'm
but yeah.
Team Robert.
Yeah. So yeah, a lot of people were obviously pretty skeptical about him as Batman from the start,
Very
and
true.
now with this trailer, we get a little bit of insight into what his Batman is gonna be like.
Yeah. So, interestingly enough, people are calling to action for Twitter, Twitter users, and they're saying that all of Twitter needs to apologize because they are saying that there was these preconceived notions that Robert Pattinson was going to be a really bad Batman.
Yeah, everybody's like, oh, he's a bitch, he's a twink,
He's gonna be fucking
vampire pussy
what do they
spreading his
say?
ass. We're like, whoa.
He's gonna be twinkling and fucking.
Like, damn, he was just in one fucking movie. Can you relax?
Yeah, right.
Like, people play different parts.
So I went in. I did not have those preconceived notions. I'm not putting any judgment on anything because the same thing. It's like that for everything, dude. Heath Ledger. People were
That'd
like,
be like if
"He's gonna
people
be
were like
terrible."
Nicolas Cage as the Ghost Rider. They were like, he can't be. He's the Wicker Man. He's
What's
fucking.
he gonna do? He's gonna
a
find the
pussy.
Declaration of Independence.
What's he gonna do? Yeah. What's?
Nah, Nicolas Cage is weird though. I would love to see him as Batman.
I fucking love Nicolas
He
Cage.
would be
I would
fucking
watch him in
great.
any movie part of all time. The fact that he was going to be Superman, I think that was. I
Was
would
he
love
really supposed to be?
He was.
That
well,
would be hilarious.
I don't know if he was supposed
would
to be,
love
but
it.
I know he auditioned for it. Yeah, I would love to see that.
Oh,
I don't know, Lois. I just.
I'm Superman.
I don't really know what to do here. I have to use my X-ray vision.
Yo, no, it definitely Robert Pattinson. I wasn't having any of those preconceived notions. I was just like, all right, because I knew, people did that with Heath Ledger, and Heath Ledger became one of the best Jokers to people of all time.
To some people.
To some people, yes.
To me,
Yeah, you weren't really a fan of it.
I don't. So yeah, not to clarify really quick. I don't dislike his Joker.
Yeah.
I just don't. He's not the Joker to me
to
when
you,
I think
your
of the
Joker.
Joker. Yeah.
Yeah, understandable. There's a lot of different Jokers, a lot of different, because you had, how do you say his name? Joaquin? Is it Joaquin Phoenix?
Joaquin de la Vega. No,
I'm pretty sure it's Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, his was a totally
That was an
different
interesting take,
and I loved it.
And you know what? That's not my Joker either.
Not
but I
mine
did
either.
very much enjoy his
Enjoyed it.
specific version of
Exactly.
the Joker.
Very
so.
interesting. I liked how it was very real world, and then
It was.
made it into a thing.
I feel like at this point it's almost hard to incorporate Batman and other stuff into that world because it's so like
realistic.
grounded in reality.
Exactly. Yeah. And who knows? I don't know if they are gonna. There's rumors that they are gonna use that Joker and like incorporate it into the new Batmans. And I don't know if this is the new Batman or if they're gonna have more.
I really enjoyed the laugh and the whole spoiler alert, by the way, really quick. So if you haven't seen it, go watch it.
It's been a while.
Come
you
back.
Should,
yeah,
should see
well,
it by
just
now.
in case. Just in case.
But always just.
But yeah, the thing where I loved the thing where he like didn't really have a condition at all. He just like couldn't stop laughing. Like, you know what I mean? He just liked laughing or whatever.
That was like his.
That was like,
mental
oh wow, there we go.
It was pretty cool.
So it was just fake all along. Okay.
But this new Batman, we saw the trailer. What are your thoughts on it? What are your like initial thoughts? Like real.
I love
shit.
the brutality of it so far. That the scene where he's beating the dude, that's by far my favorite part.
Yeah,
He's
it's crazy.
beating the shit out of the random
It looks
dude.
so gnarly.
It does.
He's just like
it's fucking brutal. Yeah.
fucking sound effects.
That's exactly how I feel like Batman should be, like sort of like the Punisher, like kind of level of violence, like just breaking people's limbs and shit.
Yeah. No, I agree. I always thought though I don't like the Batman that murders.
No,
There is because in
that's
comics
his,
there
that's-
was
that's
a time.
That's his Poppy that does that.
When he did do that, there was a time in comics. It was like a different version of him, but he did murder. He would kill.
Did you know
people.
that that's his dad does that? I don't know if it's the same one you're talking about. There's probably other Batman.
There is. It's an older. This is old Batman.
Old Batman.
Before they kind of came up with the concept of him not killing people.
And see, so that's the interesting thing is like, when you look at the older versions of these heroes are so much different. Like the older version of Superman is
Right.
Batman. Like he's like an sort of.
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
like an
similar.
he's like an investigator. He's not that strong. He can leap over buildings. That's it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's really fucking underpowered.
It is interesting if you look at all the different.
But it was cool because he's like an investigator and he does all like he like looks at like fingerprints with his X-ray vision and like tracks. It's like really interesting. And I feel like Superman could be such a if they did it like that could be such a better story. But now he's built into this action god hero.
Yeah, and eventually he like in the comics he like turns into God basically. He becomes
Yeah, and
a
some
god
of them, and some
being.
of them.
Yeah, and some
He
of the
does.
different versions. Like
There's so many different versions of him though.
I know.
That's every.
And that's
superhero.
everything now. Yeah, and I watching the trailer for Batman. I like it. You know what's interesting is actually I don't know if you knew this that they've only filmed 25% of the movie.
So they just threw that trailer.
That trailer was like out of that 25% of the movie.
That trailer, that was like.
That was the movie. That's all they filmed.
That was like 50% of what they filmed.
Of what
No,
they
I'm just
filmed.
kidding.
Yeah, so like it's not even they didn't even do
Not
a
even
lot.
close.
I like that it's most likely the Riddler is the main villain. It's pretty obvious to me it's the Riddler, but people are saying it might not be, and
It looks
maybe
like
it's a red herring.
So that person they showed definitely looked like Hush to me.
It
though.
did look like Hush,
That must
and
have been
he's
Hush.
taping a face.
Yeah,
which to me, that's my theory is it is Hush. There's Hush is in it as well, but the Riddler is the main villain.
He's in it for sure. There was a riddle in the trail, or not a riddler, but
Question marks. Literal.
He
there
like
was a riddle.
he rhymed like a thing or some shit.
Yeah, and he's like, "Can you figure this out?"
Yeah, that's definitely the Riddler.
I just don't think we've seen the Riddler in the trailer. Like they
No,
want you to think.
I don't think we have. Yeah, I don't think we have either.
At least I hope not, because I don't want a dark. I want a dark Riddler, but not dark Riddler.
Not
I want
super
like
dark. He's
his
supposed
character's
to
supposed
be
to be
bright.
like light, but also like fucked up, like the Joker.
At the same time,
in a way.
In a way, yeah, he is
Yeah.
like the Joker in a way. Except he's less psychotic minded.
Yeah,
more
he's smart. He's really smart,
more intelligence oriented type of challenges
Yeah.
with him, obviously, because he's really
which is cool.
and I think actually Hush was an excellent choice also to add because I don't think he's been in any of the movies before, so that's a really good villain.
So that's cool. And so here's what I don't like about the trailer. I don't like the voice. I don't like the voice.
You don't like his Batman voice?
Because to me it seemed like it was copying Christian Bale's
voice.
Batman.
You think that sounded like Christian Bale?
Yeah, because he was like, "I'm vengeance." He did like but it was more whispery. He was like, "I'm vengeance."
I feel like Christian Bale's is so like gruff, like the whole
Yeah.
swear to me, like kind of
Yeah.
like thing. But
to me, that's when you said that, because when you were watching it, you were like, it doesn't sound changed. Like it didn't sound like his voice.
It just sounds like Robert Pattinson.
See, I don't think so at all.
You don't think so?
No, like he definitely had like he was like, "I'm vengeance." He did like that. Like he had a whisper.
It sounded like he was trying to be like that, but it just wasn't working. Like I'm vengeance.
Right.
Like,
Exactly. It sounded like a soft whisper, but that was like trying to be gruff.
Now, I don't think
vengeance.
I don't think it sounds terrible. I think it is not what I expected at all. Like
I just wish they would get out of that.
But then you said that only 25% of it, so maybe they'll change it. But I mean, who knows, really, honestly.
And I guess to me, I feel like the reason is because my Batman is the animated Batman, like that.
Sure.
His voice, Kevin Conroy. I thought is his
Oh
name.
yeah, no, not Porter. Kevin Porter's from. Well, he is Batman actually. Kevin Porter's also Batman from Bat in the Sun, but that's something else.
Yeah, Kevin Conroy's. I love that voice of Batman because it's just deep. It's like a deep.
It's the
plain
original
voice.
sort
Yeah,
of
like
Batman.
to me, I love that for Batman, and I also did like the guttural Batman, but like I feel like that was done. So like let's maybe get away from
and
that.
his is very and Kevin Conroy's is very. It's deep, but it's not as gruff really.
No.
You'll notice it's more of like a flat sound. Like you know what I mean? It's not like it's not like
Right. No. It's just plain kind of deep. And I really like that. And then for me as well, the Joker is Mark Hamill to me. I love his version of the Joker.
That's my honestly so him from the animated series, from the Arkham verse series. I mean, it's just a spectacular. That's the real Joker to me. Like I can't picture him any other way.
But you know what? I am, regardless. I think this Batman trailer, especially since it's only 25%, like I'm excited for it. I think it will be good. I think it will be.
Yeah, I
a good
think
movie.
as far as criticisms, I don't have too much to really offer. I mean, I thought that they should have like slicked his hair back maybe for Bruce Wayne because he looked kind of like emo-y with his hair down. I mean, maybe he's supposed to be like a really young Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, so actually, it's set in year 2 of him being Batman.
Okay, so
it's a newer-ish Batman. His outfit isn't as advanced yet.
Right.
He's still kind of like you just meeting new villains and like
Right.
It's not like Arkham Batman, Arkham City Batman, I guess, where he's been doing it.
Yeah, other than the voice and the hair, I think it looks pretty. And I don't think the voice is bad. It's just not what I expected. So we'll have to see how it plays out because we only heard one line. So
yeah,
you know,
my problem with these DC things is like they clearly are going for the dark image, which is fine. I do like dark, but
if you're gonna do it, you got to do it right.
You got to do it right, and I think. So far, I just haven't seen Batman on screen as the Batman I want to see. And the Batman I want to see is like Arkham's Batman, where it's more investigative. It's more of him being like this thinker, like this smart.
And they do it so well. It's like if this was a movie, this would be amazing.
Personally, to me, Arkham Batman is like that's my favorite out of all of them. Like. TV shows, movies, like they did Arkham so
well. Arkham Joker. I mean, it was
Arkham
just
Joker,
such a perfect iteration of the series.
And that game had so much like fan service. They had like fucking
every
so many
villain
references
was in there
villains.
Pretty much.
They had, and even if they weren't in there was references to them,
everywhere,
Easter eggs. It was crazy. Like that was nuts.
Yeah, there was like that one time traveler dude. I don't remember which game it was in.
I know there was a couple different ones.
There's a time traveler who like becomes Batman eventually, and he was in there. Like
yeah. Oh, you're right. Yeah.
I don't remember what his name was. Yeah.
And, I really enjoyed that Batman. I wish I don't know how they would do it, though. I don't know how they would translate that to
honestly, the closest live action to that version of Batman is Kevin Porter to me from Batman's Son. I know I just mentioned it, but if you look at, like, he's got, like, the really thick jawline, and he sounds like him. If you've heard, like, if you hear him, he sounds a lot like Kevin Conroy. So, I think he looks a lot like him.
What's interesting is now DC is doing the whole. They're doing the multiverse. They're adding. They're bringing. What's his name? Michael Keaton. They're bringing his Batman back into a movie along with another Batman, and they're like kind of doing Ben Affleck. They're doing his Batman and like combining them and showing that there is a multiverse in the new Flash movie. I think they're doing. Or show. I don't know. It's a new Flash thing, which makes sense because they did that whole Flashpoint thing, and I think something. I didn't know much about it, but I think like Flash did something where he like the universe changed and it like fucking created multiverse.
Right.
Shit.
Yeah. There's like all different
changed everything.
Speaking of, the Snyder Cut just came out not came out, but he's releasing it.
Justice League.
Of Justice League. Yeah. People are excited about it. I don't know if there's anything that could fix that movie for me.
Here's my problem with DC. DC, they need to like get their shit together and be like, all right, this is our vision. Like Marvel, like be like, all right, we're gonna plan ahead. And we're gonna be like, this is what we want. Let's build off it.
Yeah, and the only Marvel character that you see multiple of, like is Spider-Man.
And it's because it wasn't owned by Marvel.
They finally, in my opinion, found a really good. Tom Holland is an excellent Spider-Man. I think that's like a really good teenage like Spider-Man.
Right.
So I think that's really good. But
I think that's what they should have learned from, like, because Marvel, the reason there were so many Spider-Mans is because Spider-Man wasn't purely owned by Marvel anymore.
Right,
they sold
Sony,
it.
Right,
and so then they, Fox was like, oh, let's just do this version. And I think they realized, Marvel eventually was like, all right, like, we need to get Spider-Man back because this isn't good. Like, it doesn't look good overall. People don't like, I think they learned from Spider-Man that people don't like when you keep rehashing the same story
Right.
over
You
and
like
over and over.
continuity, you know? And
Yeah.
it's the same with Batman. Like, we don't want to keep seeing
Exactly.
the same fucking Batman
Like
story.
you keep seeing the origin, you keep seeing like now. Okay, we got to learn. There's a new, and not only is it the same origin usually, but like they change little things each time, and then it's
just
like
s-
stop.
more
Like,
confusing.
let's get one thing and then build off of it. Do a whole connected series of movies. However, my personal opinion on DC is they should not do that, and they should give up on. I think they should give up on the movies, to be honest. And that sounds bad, but the reason is because I think DC had something that Marvel didn't, and what they had was one of the best animated series things. Like, they were so good at animated series because they built a continuity with their animated. They had the Batman animated series, which was amazing. They had the Justice League series, which was amazing, and it was the same Batman from that series, and they put it in that one.
I do
Superman.
think that their animated series is much better than Marvel's
So
animated
good.
series.
Yeah, for real.
Which isn't saying, Marvel has some good animated.
They did.
Like,
They had like Spider-Man.
I
was
really
good.
enjoyed. If you've seen their Avengers Assemble, is that what it's called? I don't know.
Yep.
But that's the theme song. I don't know.
X-Men had a really good animated show.
Yeah. So, but DC does it really
had
well. Yeah.
Really good animated stuff.
Although it would be there
Batman
would be
Beyond.
riots in the streets if people didn't get their DC movies.
DC movies, yeah.
Because there are those. I mean, it's not to say nobody likes them. It's just because there are a lot of good ones. There are ones that I really enjoyed,
Right.
and there are some that people say that they didn't like that I did end up liking. So it's really just to each their own.
And maybe the best thing to do, I guess my opinion is that they should just put some more focus back on the animated and make it a continuity type thing, because it was so great when they did that. One of my favorite things was when they had Batman Beyond, which was like the future Batman, which was great.
Yeah.
And then they had a show called Static Shock, and that was a different superhero. And in one of the episodes, Static Shock meets Batman, who's now old.
I didn't even know that. That's crazy.
So good. So he meets the original Bruce Wayne, which is he's now old.
Right.
And
From the one from Batman Beyond you're talking about?
Yeah. And he meets Batman Beyond, and it's like insane because it just connected it together. Two completely different separate shows.
Separate
and that is amazing when they do that. And they did that with Justice League as well, and it just made it so good.
Yeah, I don't know. The Snyder cut might be better. I'll have to see. I'll have to watch it, but it was so poorly done, that movie. Well, actually, you know what? No, it wasn't. Justice League, was that? I'm trying to think of which movies is which. I know. Oh, okay,
Justice League had Aquaman.
No, you know what I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of Batman versus Superman was extremely poorly done. It was like two movies in one. Lex Luthor was like Willy Wonka. He's like, "Welcome to my factory." He's like, "What are you talking about?" No, that's not no. But and then they had like, oh fucking god, Doomsday as resurrected Zod was such a bad idea, dude. That was like, who thought of that? Shame on you.
That's what I mean. Like to me, it seems like DC is almost like they just wing shit. Like they just are like, yo, what if this happened instead?
But now that
it's like, why?
Yeah, now that I'm thinking back on it, I barely even remember the Justice League movie. I don't remember it being as bad as Batman v Superman was to me.
They just, I don't know. They just kind of need to get a focus.
Yeah.
Focus.
They need to get a grip.
Get a grip on reality.
Grip.
Get a fucking grip, DC.
Put Dr. Sex in there.
That's what they need.
That's what they need.
This ambitious character.
This element of mystery and just unexpectedness. Dr. Sex.
Dr. Sex.
Okay. And he's
like a genius. That's what they need.
He's like friends with the Joker. He's like his cousin or something.
Oh my god.
That element of surprise. It's Dr. Sex again. Where is he?
Where is he? Actually, that does bring us to, though, speaking of like Justice League and shit, the new game, Arkham creators, Rocksteady, also released a trailer.
Yeah, they did.
What's it called? I forget what it's called.
Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. That's what it's called. Yeah. I almost said Kill Superman.
Kill Superman.
Well, a lot of people because they had Superman's picture as their profile picture for a while, and people are like,
They fucking duped us, bro.
they did. Well,
They like
people are confused too because the picture looked like Bizarro, kind of like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
picture
yeah,
of
yeah.
Superman. Like you could see his face was almost like a little bit scarred on the for some reason in the picture,
yeah.
and people were thinking maybe it was Bizarro. Maybe you have to hunt down, or maybe you recruit or hunt down Bizarro
Yeah.
or some weird shit. But it clearly says, I mean, it says kill. So there's a target over his head. So
Yeah.
obviously they're trying to kill Superman.
And it's the and the Justice League, so we didn't even see everyone.
But yeah, you know, it looks interesting. I mean, I have to see. They didn't show any of the
Any
gameplay, really.
And like I told you, because you didn't see it, like it says it's classified as a shooter,
As a shooter,
which is
yeah.
weird.
And they
like-
did mention that it was four-player multiplayer.
Like, what are they going for, like a
online.
Borderlands thing?
You know, yeah, I don't know. I think that
Because I hope not.
it's a dangerous slope to go down because
Especially because, did you know, one of the Arkham games, I think it was Arkham Origins, which was like not as well received.
I play. Yeah, I actually loved Origins.
I also
but
loved it as well, but
I didn't like Arkham Knight. I thought that game was not as good.
Arkham Knight.
That's the one where you drive around in the Batmobile. That part
That's
was
the last one, right?
yeah.
Yeah, you're
that
right.
part was cool, but it was.
I agree. I was so excited for Arkham Knight. I waited for
And
years.
they were like, it's just Jason Todd again.
And, yeah, and then the
okay.
ending reveal was like, okay. It was a
Again.
cool concept. I did
You're
like the jump scares of like Joker being in his head, and
Yeah,
you like
that
climb
was
up
cool.
a building, and it just random. That was nuts.
That's cool, yeah.
But anyways,
No, it wasn't bad.
It
It's
wasn't
just-
bad.
It was my least favorite though. Out of
I agree.
Origins, I thought was actually one of my favorite.
people
ones.
hated it, and
That's
I
crazy.
loved it. I
Did-
thought it was
did
great.
People hate it. What are
It
the
did. It
reviews
got
on?
really, really
Because
bad reviews.
the fight with Deathstroke. I mean, that was like
That
incredible.
was sick. They didn't like. I think what they didn't like is the Joker wasn't. It wasn't Mark Hamill. Or it wasn't Mark Hamill.
Really?
Yes, it was not him, and also it wasn't Kevin Conroy.
Oh.
Which is also amazing though, because I thought they did an incredible job.
I didn't even know
You
that.
wouldn't even notice
So-
if you didn't hear it. You probably wouldn't notice. They did a really good job of emulating that voice.
I didn't notice.
Yeah. But you know, I really liked the game. I thought it was pretty good. I forget my point of even mentioning it.
The Suicide Squad.
No, so
Skip.
they had a multiplayer thing
Oh.
on one of them.
Oh.
I think it was Arkham Origins. One of them, they added multiplayer, and it was a shooter. And you played as thugs, and you, like, shot.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah, and it did really, 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 really bad, and people hated that.
Sounds like a cool idea.
So I'm like, why would they make this new game a shooter? Like, I'm hoping they didn't, and it's still got that
I
Arkham.
feel like it's not.
I hope
mean,
not.
I'm hoping.
I'm hoping they had to
but-
say that just because there's a couple people that use guns.
There, yeah, and so that's besides the point, honestly, too. Well, not besides it, but that's like one of the points. Another point is people really, really wanted a Superman game.
Oh my god!
A lot of
yes.
people really, I included, I wanted.
For the
it.
longest time, Rocksteady was hinting towards Super. They had
There
like
were,
there was
sort of.
rumors, there was leaks, there was like the Rocksteady rock, but it was like Superman's logo.
Though I was skeptical the whole time
Me too.
because I remember because there was a point where they said.
I think they said we're not. I think they literally said we're not.
They were
making-
like, we're not doing. I don't know if they said it. Yeah, they might have said
They
it.
said something.
But they
I
said
also read
they
that.
were like that would be extremely ambitious and that would be our
Yeah.
dream, but we're not sure if we could do it or something.
That
like
is correct. We don't know if we could do it justice or
And
something.
I'm in my head, I'm like, if anybody could do it,
Anyone,
it's you
please.
guys.
Literally, yeah. Like everyone was like, you're the ones that could make
This
a
is
Superman
your
game.
destiny. And instead, they went and made Dr. Sex.
'Cause-
No, I'm just,
the game.
The
He's
game.
already got a game out. Yeah, no, they fucking, bro. Like, we haven't had a good Superman game at all. The only close one that was kind of good was the one that was based off the movie, like the first Superman movie with.
Superman
your boy
Returns.
Henry, is that his name, Henry?
no, Brandon Ruth, I think was. His
Oh, was
name.
it?
Yeah. No, they don't have one based off Henry Cavill.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
It was, yes. Batman. Yeah, what was it? Or Superman.
Superman Returns.
Superman and Batman Returns.
I believe was his thing.
Yeah, and
yeah.
they made a PlayStation 2 game off of it, and it was good.
It was also 360. Well, they redid it for 360.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, they did.
And it wasn't
But it wasn't.
terrible.
It wasn't like Batman Arkham.
But
if they
it
made a Superman
could-
Batman Arkham game,
It could have been so much better. It wasn't well received.
No.
It
and
was-
neither, and obviously, I don't know if you guys also played the N64 version, and that
Superman.
was known as one of the worst
That's-
video games of all
of all time. Yeah, there's actually a guy who was beating that like thousands of times.
Why?
He plays it because he I don't
Why would
remember
he do
what it
this?
was. I think it's a really sad story. I think his friend died or something.
Oh God.
And he promised for some reason that he would
Oh no.
play every day until so and so happened, which
Oh
never was able to happen because he died. And so he just continues to beat Superman 64 like every day. Or
What
something.
a
But
what a guy.
look that up. I don't really remember the details, but check that out. It was really sad.
Bro, this is
Interesting.
off. This is a little side off topic, but that
Sure.
does remind me, and it makes me so sad. Did you ever see that thing? It went viral where there's this race car game, and you can play like one of the modes is you play to beat your own time, and there's a car that's like a ghost car. It's like holographic looking, and you like race yourself. Like you see the holographic car, and you try to beat it.
I do remember that.
And
yeah.
it was
Actually, or that might be in multiple games. I don't know. If I'm
yeah,
thinking.
it's probably in multiple games, but this was a viral story where this kid's dad died,
Oh, it was the
and he
it was
raced
his
against
ghost
his
car.
own dad, dude. Like
Tears.
tears, man. Like that was so
Yeah,
sad.
it's sad as fuck.
But
So
anyways,
it's but the point is, yeah, they could
they could have made a good Superman.
They could have done it. I think if they put
They
the right
should.
amount. So the way I was describing it to you, the way I picture it in my head is like it's like Batman,
Mhm.
but as Superman, you have that investigative element, like as Clark Kent, and maybe you're trying to like. It's almost like movie. It's almost like cinematic, like how kind of like the Uncharted games are.
Yeah,
almost.
yeah.
I'm picturing in my head, but
Dude,
well, actually,
so
the
it would
Arkham
be-
games are like that too.
They are.
But
It would be so
but
good.
yeah, like looking at like zooming in and like seeing like fingerprints
man.
or clues or stuff like that, and then being able to see through walls, like see certain enemies, unless maybe there's lead in the way. Who knows?
And
man?
then they
Like,
could take it, and then they could take it even further. Like if they want to do a second game off Earth, now you're going off and fucking.
and a lot of people say, hey, I feel like if it's a Superman game, the first game should go off Earth, not like far away, but like it should be like a planetary.
Yeah.
Superman's got to be like. You know what
You
I mean?
gotta go big.
It's got.
You
Yeah,
gotta go
it's
big.
huge. It's fucking. Superman can destroy planets and shit.
Exactly.
Like it's like a Dragon Ball game. You know, it's like.
Then they could do a Batman versus Superman
Superman
eventually
game.
that combine, bro.
That'd be crazy.
That'd be nuts.
But yeah, so
And you like alternate between
a
them.
lot of people's big issue was,
Sick.
hey, Superman's too powerful, but
It is what it is.
But-
But people, there's things that can counter 'em
with
every
powerful heroes, you counter that. The way you counter that is more powerful enemies. And
Right.
they've done it before, and they can still. I don't see why they can't do it. I think
They can,
people's
yeah.
big thing was maybe, oh, all the minion characters will be too weak, blah 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 blah, and then you'll just kind of be riding to each boss fight, like it won't be challenging.
Right.
And maybe, but you can always find a way around that.
But that's why you don't focus on purely like that's so dumb though because Batman the funnest part was when you had like 30 guys come on you
Yeah,
at
just,
once.
like, beating your ass.
30 guys come
Coming
on
on
to
you.
you at once with
Bukkake.
Dr. Sex and,
in the room, and you couldn't move,
but,
and
like-
all you could do was watch, and it was my
It was my
favorite experience.
part. No, when the fucking they're coming at you and you're countering all of them and you're just like
And yeah, and you're
breaking their
overpowered
arms,
as fuck.
You're just
like,
destroying.
they
them.
don't even touch you, and
It's
it
the
feels
best
you get like a
part.
100 hit fucking
Yeah.
streak.
So to
like-
do it as Superman, it would be the same feeling.
Yeah, it
and
would
then
be.
who cares? You get the bosses that are huge, and you fucking
and
like
you fight them. Yeah,
It'd be great.
I mean, yeah, and like I said, there's ways around. If you did
Yeah.
want, like, if
Maybe
you
one of
wanted
the
to,
mechanics is some of the thugs have kryptonite. And
I was
you-
gonna say, yeah,
they
if you
fucking-
wanted to fucking make it realistic, but also I remember the Justice League and including Superman had trouble with like some of Darkseid's minions, like those creatures that I think they were on planet Apocalypse or something.
Yeah,
weird shit.
something like that.
Yeah, there's like these creatures that were like his soldiers, like his army that they were fighting, and there was like hordes of them.
Yeah.
And they were like, and even Superman was like having a tough time.
So
like,
there would
like-
definitely be ways they could do it and make it interesting.
Yeah, and then you
And
know
they
your
should.
big enemies, your big bosses. You've got Doomsday, Darkseid, like all these really powerful. Zod would be a fucking awesome.
Yeah, bro.
Oh my god! I mean, you got so many options, and then
For
even
real.
Batman with like, or Lex Luthor with Kryptonite. Like, I don't know. They could have done it. That's the point.
I agree.
Yeah,
Which now brings us to more. Speaking of like,
more.
Uh,
Yeah, we're
ma-
actually
re-
running out. We
making
probably
things-
got time for like one more.
I know.
Thing.
A couple things I want to talk about is the Powerpuff Girls are making
Yay.
a. Speaking of live action, they're making a live action remake. That just came in, and people are like, "Why?" And I understand why. Why would you? Why?
Sure.
And now here's the interesting thing. I only read the title, the headline about it, and I didn't really look into it. But it gets worse
Okay.
than just saying, "Oh, they're making a live action." So this would be the CW is developing a live action iteration.
It's super weird to me that it's the CW
Super
that's
weird.
doing that.
So random. In the proposed series, here's what I didn't know. The one-time child heroes are now disillusioned 20-somethings who regret spending their youth fighting criminals. And now they're going to be dating in high school. Fucking like that's what I picture is like now they're going to be like, now we're just focused on boys.
So they're disillusioned. Okay, who regret? So they're like grown up now.
They're like grown up. They're
you know
20-year-olds.
what? That sounds kind of interesting.
Does it though?
That sounds kind of interesting.
Does it?
I mean, so as a kid, I was a fan of the Powerpuff. I mean, which is
Same.
weird.
I fucking was too.
But they're
Fucking love
like
them.
they were like. I mean, how old?
They were young.
They were like
They were little
babies.
kids.
They looked like the animation was so weird though.
They
The
look
bug
like
eyes were
little
like.
kids. Dude, because all I can imagine is
But I'm
they're
I'm trying to
make it-
picture it in my head like the way that they're describing it, and I'm like, if they did it right, they might be able to do something cool with it. But
maybe
we'll see.
But I feel like it's gonna be.
I see what you're
They're
talking
gonna make
about,
it
though.
like millennial. Like it's gonna be in this time. They're gonna have iPhones.
You think it's
they're
gonna be like
on social
corny
media,
as fuck?
Corny as fuck. They're
Yeah.
gonna be like. It's gonna be like one of those shows, those teen drama shows. Like that's what it's gonna be like.
Yeah, it might be.
And they're gonna be
yeah.
like, oh my god, like, like it's gonna be Bubbles is gonna be like, oh, I wanted to
Buttercup,
meet
you're
this.
such a bitch. No, I'm just kidding.
I really wanted to go out with this boy, but I'm just so. I hate that I have these powers. I'm just so strong, and I shot him through a building, and I didn't
Hey.
need to.
Superman
And
Superman did the same thing.
and then the whole series I bet is going to be about how they hate having superpowers and how they want to get rid of it, and they're going to try to get rid of it. They're going to try to reverse.
like,
they're
why
gonna
did
they're
we
gonna
do
try
this?
to reverse the whole fucking
Chemical
chemical
acts,
acts, and
yeah.
that's going to be the whole thing.
Then they're gonna make a villain. and
Yeah, they're gonna
so-
accidentally make a villain.
There
The
we
rowdy
go.
rough boys are gonna come back.
The
And,
rowdy
yo,
rough
you remember
boys.
that episode where they made this? Like that episode. Remember when they made the retarded version of the Powerpuff Girl?
Yeah, and it wasn't
What
it like
was-
a hairy
like, it was this big hairy like. "Ah, I'm a Powerpuff Girl." Why did they do that?
They were like, "We accept you." and
Why
that was
did
like
they
the whole
make-
episode.
Why did they make that an episode? That was and I think she died at the end. Like it was really sad. I
Yeah.
think she turned into
She
goo.
was like,
She melted, bro. Like that was fucked up. Why did they do that?
I don't know.
That fucked with me as a kid. I was like,
You're
oh my
like-
God. She just melts the goop. Yeah, so I feel like that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna be all upset. They have powers and.
I guess we'll
What
find
about Mojo
out.
Jojo? Is he gonna be in there? They're gonna use a
Is
CGI
he gonna be a
monkey.
giant monkey?
Oh God! Oh Mojo Jojo.
I'll watch it.
They are of
I'll-
age now.
I'll give it. You know what? We'll give it a shot, and we'll come back to you with.
Like that would be weird. You know, is Mojo Jojo gonna be into them now that they're of age?
That's
That's
a
fucked up.
weird point.
That's
to
fucked
make.
up. Here we go. Yeah, that's another whole thing. Like, are we gonna think they're
"No,
hot?
that's
Are they gonna be?
not 18."
Are they gonna be sexy? Because I don't think I'll be okay with that. Like, I'm gonna be weird.
Yeah, it'd be a weird having because I mean, well, they're grown up, but still, it's like when
but
you
it's
think
weird.
of Powerpuff
we
Girls,
grew up with them being little girls.
little girls, yeah, that's
Which
weird.
brings us to our final point
Oh,
of the
okay.
day,
Yeah,
which ties in perfectly, and it's about that new twerking.
yeah. Well, what's it
Twerking
called?
girls.
Cuties, right?
Yeah,
Cuties?
I literally thought it was called twerking girls. So you
No,
you just
No,
enlightened
that's
me.
That's what makes yes and no. That kind of makes it worse is that it's called cuties, and then the way.
Yeah, if you guys
So
didn't see
people
it,
were in an
yeah,
upset. Obviously, you've probably heard about it.
probably.
People were in an upset because of the way that these, children, they're 12 years old, are sexualized.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, because on the cover it's like them like in kind of weird outfits,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it says cuties.
One of
and
them's like,
it's really it's
Ass
really
is out.
it's really creepy kind of. But a lot of people are saying, and I don't know that this is true.
Okay.
So if you guys know anything that I don't, comment and let us know. But I heard that the French film was sort of confronting the issues about sexuality, and that it wasn't about them like twerking, but it was about why society or like why kids that age don't are like they don't care, and they want to do like why they want to do that basically. Sorry.
Got it. Okay.
That's kind of, but it's more of a confronting sort of discussion type thing, more than focusing on like, hey, these 12-year-old girls are twerking. It's more like, why are they doing this, and this is weird, and why are their parents okay with this, and why is this?
So it's
sort of like that.
So it might be against it, but
yeah,
showing
and it's sort of discussing. I heard it was discussing like pedophilia in that field and stuff like that, and why people, it seems to be more and more okay and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the way that Netflix advertised it made it seem like it was that kind of like,
because like the description I read, it was like, these girls
Exactly.
joined a twerking competition and want to win, and it was like, what?
Yeah, and it was like, whoa,
Wait,
and that's what people were saying, that the description and both the poster, because if you look at did you see the original photo?
No.
Of the movie is just like them like casually, not in like weird outfits, but they're like walking with their backs to the camera. And it looks just more like a picture among like four friends, like they're just walking away.
All right.
But in the Netflix one, it was just like super over sexualized, like weird. And people are like, "Hey, it's a French film that won won an award at Sundance," and then literally the Sundance dude is like a pedophile, like, and was arrested for it.
So kind of anything, any argument,
So
it's like thrown out the window. Like,
granted, I think when that film got that award, he wasn't there, but that doesn't really speak for the people at Sundance. You know what I mean? Because if he's a pedophile, who's to say that there aren't other ones that are at Sundance that are, award givers or producers or whatever?
Oh God.
Not that I don't know, but. So that was the main point. I don't know, because like I said, I haven't seen or really heard anything about it before.
No, yeah.
Besides what just came up.
Right.
But so I don't know if that stuff is about it being kind of like confronting towards the issue is real or what.
Right.
But if you find out, let us know.
Yeah.
But yeah, if it's not, and it's the way that Netflix portrayed it to be, then
that's
just
weird.
creepy and weird.
I don't know how
and
I feel about it.
And
I mean,
I
I do
feel
know
like
how I
all
feel
this
about it.
stuff
Fucking
is
gross.
coming to light. It's just like
all at once. It's
all
weird.
this like pedophile shit's coming to light, and it's like, what is going on?
Why is this happening?
Actually, I mean, a lot of things are coming to light in 2020. I feel like it's just like
2020 is the year of
bunch
just
of shit.
Exposing
everything. Dan Harmon. Dr. Sex.
Dr. Sex
Dan
is
Harmon.
Dan Harmon.
Dan Harmon is
Dr. Sex.
He's actually he's who we're hiring to play
Yeah,
Dr.
let's
Sex.
contact him.
We should interview Dan Harmon.
We should interview Dan
So why'd you rape that baby?
Tell us why you did it.
Why'd you do it?
Why'd you do it?
Sick fuck. No,
He's like, what?
No. Like I explained to that guy on Reddit, I'm still gonna enjoy Dan Harmon's content.
Same.
He like it. A great point that somebody made, that the guy made on Reddit, that we kind of went back and forth for a minute. I mean, for like a second. But he was saying that like the point we made about like what's the difference between murder and that, like, as a, you know what I mean? People are less okay with it because it's a kid, but is it really any different?
Right.
Not really. It's you know what I mean? It's just as it's a fucking
Murder
fucked up act of whatever. But I don't know.
No, I agree. I still support.
I mean,
Dan Harmon,
I think no. Don't get me wrong. I think it was a mistake.
I think one of the points was made on the Reddit too, was saying that like it's a joke you might tell someone and it would be funny. Like if you
but
casually
if
said
you
a joke,
but if you were
showing it like
right,
he should have like. I think it would have been a little bit better if he would have cut away to a black screen and you hear the baby.
That's what I'm saying. Anything like as a
up.
Family Guy skit, that's what it, or like something like that. That's what it would have been.
But he just full on
it was
showed
just
it.
the whole thing. But I think that's where people are. I don't know.
Right.
It's just silly. I think at this point, especially because. It's not, it was a doll. It was a skit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a skit in a much different comedy climate.
Yep.
And it was an overboard skit.
Right.
But anyway, we like really went overboard on the time today. So that about wraps things up here today. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and tell us your thoughts on the whole whether it's Batman, Justice League, Dr. Sex. Tell us what you think about
pitch
our
us
idea.
your idea for Dr. Sex.
Yeah.
And we'll act it out
on
and
the
film
show.
it.
That's right. We could make a
A
all
whole
right.
movie.
So
We were like, we got this.
we got
do
this. Yeah, I'm Dr. Sex. we are Dr.
We
could be a duo.
That's the final reveal. Is that there's
There's
everyone's
two doctors. Everybody. It's
Anyone
everyone.
who is a doctor is Dr. Sex.
Dr. Sex.
Boom.
I found your blood at the hospital. I'm Dr. Sex. All right. Sorry.
You got herpes. At the end.
All right.
From me.
Thanks. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys.
It was a long episode.
Yeah, it was.
Fucking 50.